The book of Daniel, chapter 9. In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, and I think that is the king that was with Esther. Yeah. And I could never figure it out, right? Where was he from? He was like this fabulous king, right? So he was the king of Elam. That was him. He's over there in Persia. I probably said that somewhere, but I like this name, Ahasuerus, because he was a good king to Esther of the seed of the Medes, which were made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. So, here you have it. The Chaldeans are the Babylonians, and now Persia has taken, was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans, or the Babylonians. So, Babylon's been taken out now by Darius. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the number of the years, whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolations of Jerusalem. And I set my face unto the Lord God to seek by prayer and supplications with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. So Daniel has a problem. He goes to the Lord straight off the bat. He's been doing it. That's his whole thing. This is the lesson about him. This is the whole thing. And I prayed unto the Lord my God and made my confession and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments, we have sinned and we have committed iniquity and we have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in the name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass, that they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our God belong mercies and forgivenesses, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done, as hath been done upon Jerusalem. Oh, wow. But you got to remember, right? They were sinning so bad that God said, you know what? Your elder sister, is Samaria the elder? Well, Samaria is the 10 tribes, right? The northern tribes. And then when he was talking about Sodom, he said, you know what? You're actually worse. But you know who is worse than the two of you put together in your idolatry and your sinning? It is Jerusalem. And, Daniel says, under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. So, yeah, it's not just 7 years of captivity. It was just that. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us. Yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Therefore hath the Lord watched upon the evil, and brought it upon us. For the Lord our God is righteous in all his works, which he doeth. For we obeyed not his voice. And now, O Lord our God, that hast brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand, and hast gotten thee renown, as at this day we have sinned, we have done wickedly. O Lord, according to all thy righteousness, I beseech thee, let thine anger and thy fury be turned away from the city Jerusalem, thy holy mountain, because for our sins and for the iniquities of our fathers, Jerusalem and thy people are become a reproach to all that are about us. Now therefore, O our God, hear the prayer of thy servant and his supplications, and cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary that is desolate, for the Lord's sake. O my God, incline thine ear and hear. Open thine eyes and behold our desolations, and the city which is called by thy name, for we do not present our supplications before thee for our righteousness, but for thy great mercies. So he's saying, we're really sorry, and we're not presenting this to you because we're so righteous, but just for your mercy. Yeah, he's good. O Lord, hear. O Lord, forgive. O Lord, hearken and do. Defer not. For thine own sake, O my God, for thy city and thy people are called by thy name. And whiles I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people Israel, and presenting my supplication before the Lord my God, for the holy mountain of my God, yea, whiles I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation. And he informed me and talked with me and said, O Daniel, I am now come forth to give thee skill and understanding. At the beginning of thy supplications the commandment came forth, and I am come to shew thee, for thou art greatly beloved. Therefore understand the matter and consider the vision. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city. So there's 52 weeks in a year. Maybe it's like a year and a half. To finish the transgression. Oh, that's good. They're coming to the end of it. That's good. Gabriel is telling him, it's coming to a close. That's his little buddy. And to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, and 62 weeks. So let's add that up. 367, 69 weeks. 69 weeks. So it's a little over a year, right? It's, so you see what's going on there, right? So, well, as bad as they were in his 70 years, they had to stay out. And it was just seen as an abomination at this point, 7 years later. Well, in 70 weeks. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. It says in 70 weeks, it's going to take to finish the transgression. So, it's just about another year. And then, from that point, it's going to be like about 69 weeks. And in 69 weeks, the whole city's going to be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. So let's try to get that right. So they all went to Babylon for 70 years. Now it's wrapping up, and Daniel gets a message from Gabriel, the archangel, and he says, it's like 70 more weeks, and this is to finish the transgression. That's what it's called. And then when that 70 weeks is done, then there will be 69 weeks, and the whole Jerusalem will be rebuilt. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. And the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consumption. And that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. Okay, well, I was okay for a minute, and then those last 2 paragraphs make no sense. So we'll just have to keep that in mind, because it sounded like everything was going to be worked out pretty good. They're going to rebuild Jerusalem in another year. And then I don't know what this is referring to. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood. What flood? Like, what is this talking about? I don't know. But that's that. Chapter 9. At least it's coming to an end. I'm glad we see that Ahasuerus name again. That I couldn't figure that out in Esther. He was a really nice guy. He made a bad decision signing that paper for Haman, but Esther straightened that out, and he loved her, so no problem. Yeah, that went the other way 100%. And this is him, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it should be like easier to kind of make a timeline, But I'm not there yet. I'm just happy that I see that name, because I remember, I think that's who it is. I'm not even going to look it up, but it has to be. It's a very unusual name, right? It was not like anything we had quite heard. Well, everything's unusual, a lot of it, but this is weird. And it was talking about him and his kingdom and how great it was, and it was like, what is he? I couldn't figure it out, but now we know. I don't think it tells you back there. It might say a couple of things, but it's not specific. But here I feel great, because here's this king, and he was the Mede, and he is in a line of these people, I think, who are helping these Elamites, these Medes, these Persians. Through God, they are helping get Jerusalem back in order. That's a trip, right? So that is Iran. Iran took over Iraq or Babylon. See? Well, that took like a year to figure out. All these different names for the same thing. It's okay, because once you figure it out, you figure it out. But that took a while, that Elam, because it has so many names, right? And then you throw in Edom, right, which is Jordan, which is down further, right? Wait, Iran has a lot of names. Iran, Elam, Persia, Mede, and I don't know what they called it back in Ahasuerus' time, but you can kind of count on them for helping out Jerusalem, huh? And I think maybe Iraq or Babylon wasn't going to give anybody back to Jerusalem. It had been 70 years and everybody's kind of like becoming Babylonian, picking up all the Babylonian stuff, Kabbalah stuff. And Iran saved Jerusalem from sure death, hanging out in Babylon forever, right? And it's that same line. We're going to hear about Darius, who's the son of Ahasuerus. And he seems to be the one helping, bringing him back. And he's already destroyed Babylon. Made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. I hope on Shabbat I would like to go through some things and make descriptions and pictures, because I have a lot of notes about words I don't know, and I haven't done that, but I have all the information, so I'll just have to do it. What about that? Ezekiel 4? Oh man, what was that about? Oh my gosh. It's a wild book, y'all. It's a living word. Ooh, and then we hear, in the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia. See, then it gets all confusing. Because is that Persia? Is that Mede? Is Cyrus and Darius? I think Darius was around when Alexander was around. He was the king when Alexander. I'm not sure about Cyrus, but see, now my whole days are going to be off because and he's a really powerful, but I'm going to have to go back and look at, read biblical commentary about Cyrus. I don't know if he's before. Now I just want to read chapter 10. But it talks about, in the beginning of 10, in the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long, and he understood the thing, and had understanding of the vision. I'm going to have to study this before I read it, because I don't know. I think Cyrus might be his son, or it's his father. I don't know. But Ahasuerus is Darius' father, and that's not Cyrus, is it? No, I don't know. No. So I have to figure out, now that I know the difference between Iran and Iraq, now I have to figure out about Cyrus, because we hear a lot about him these days, right? He's such a great king, and there's somebody we relate to him these days. And I want to go back also and see when he's mentioned. And there's only 2 more chapters. Isn't that terrible? 1, 2, 3. We got shortchanged. Yeah, it's really good. Isn't it great? And you even figure out who that King Ahasuerus is. He's in Persia. I didn't even figure it out until now. Here we hear about Darius. And Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. That's chapter 5. See all this back and forth. Gotta watch it. But this is really short, so there's no excuse not to understand it 100% properly, so I'm going to try to do that. Because I don't want to talk about it anymore. Darius and Cyrus. And Ahasuerus. Who's who?